So you're a mystic. You live a very different lifestyle from most people. Some of you are like a modern day Buddhist or monk, and you're an artist. Everything that you do or create with your mind and your hands is bound to make some form of shift within the collective. So the more that you create and the more that you share with your peers or just people around you or the internet, the more healing you're actually going to spread within the collective. I also feel like there's been dark magic been done on your bloodline when it comes to your money. This was even prior to you being born, where there was heavy blockages being put on finances or resources that are within your bloodline. And so I feel like you don't have everything that's owed to you at this current time, but things are going to change as you get older. I just feel like the government has had their eyes on you for a while, if not your entire life. They're mostly interested in your intellectual properties and the things that they cannot buy or create. They're mostly interested in your mind. And I also feel like the government knew that there was going to be a special army of children created, and they essentially manipulated the energy to have them be tormented. So you and the army of chosen ones that you belong in have all been bullied, scapegoated, targeted, tormented by flying monkeys and just by people that wanted to suppress your psychic abilities. Some of you are prophets, gypsies, high priests, high priestesses, astrologers. So you guys all have abilities that are meant to help you not just free humanity in general, but to help you get to where you're supposed to be, to help you reach these finances and resources that are yours, and also to help break the generational curses within your bloodline. Most of you have already figured out how to be independent. You had no choice but to be independent. This is why you're so self-sufficient. You have no choice. Everyone around you kind of like betrayed you, scorned you in some way. You've been pushed out from group settings naturally because of who you are and your intuition and how strong you are. But I also feel like you have a way of triggering people into having like a violent reaction towards you. People can't handle your light. They can't handle your power. They automatically get defensive. It's like how humans fear anything that's not of human. You naturally already have a guard up. That's how people feel towards you. They're actually not sure if you're quite human. They know you're a hybrid of some sort, but they can't quite figure out exactly what it is. I feel like this dark magic that was placed in your bloodline and specifically towards your resources, it was supposed to make it to where you can't come up in any way, shape, or form, to where you have to work 30 times as hard just to get close to the regular person that doesn't have all of these restrictions in their pathway. You managed to find a way to go within, and you discovered all of this about yourself. You discovered that you are a god or a goddess incarnated. You discovered that you do have God within you, that you do have abilities that other people don't have, that you are an intellectual, that you do have the keys, that you were created as almost like a weapon in a sense. And I feel like you've had to find an immense amount of strength in this lifetime. The things that you have been through would have killed somebody. Like if it wasn't for them taking themselves out. The things that you have been through would have destroyed a regular person. But what you kept doing is just maintaining your equilibrium. You kept putting in that hard work, dedication. You kept loving yourself. Every time you got knocked down, you went back to loving yourself. Every time you got tag teamed by bullies, every time you got scapegoated and tormented, you went back to loving yourself. You've had to grieve difficult losses, things that still bother you till this day. You've had to find a way to fill voids that were basically unfillable. You also had to heal yourself while simultaneously carrying an impossible load. Like if people saw what you had to take care of on a day-to-day basis, they would be like, how do you even do that? I don't have as much on my plate and I still can't maintain it. How do you maintain all of these wands? It's literally an impossible load. But here's the thing. This dark magic that was placed on you, you found a way to overcome it. The devil's no match for you. Maybe when you were younger and you were, when you knew less about yourself, maybe that's when it did have some type of power over you. Right now, you control the devil, and that's the crazy thing, is that no one can really touch or harm you. You can spot demons, entities, egregors from afar. You're somebody who's now closely connected to Source and God. Before, yes, you were closely connected, but it wasn't with the awareness that you have now. Right now, your value is family, children, longevity. You like things that are long term, long money, not that little bit of change here and there. No, you want your millions, you want your billions, you want your trillions, you want things that are owed to you. They're basically using your money, right? The government is using your money. Like, I don't even know how to, like, the government is using the money that was owed to you. That is your money. That's why it's collapsing. Because anybody that misuses your light, your energy, your essence is going to collapse. So the government probably could have had a longer run than this if they weren't taking your money and trying to use it for their own benefit. And that's the thing. From this point forward, your life is going to have a lot more celebratory. As many tears as you cried is as much fun that you're going to have for this next half of your life. And yes, you are going to influence people to prioritize their family, to, break the chains of the generational curses. And it is going to take time. This isn't something that happens overnight. But yes, you are somebody who is targeted because of your abilities. Even the feds know who you are, literally. So continue being an artist. Create things that you want to put out into the world, because it will be received well. You are somebody that I feel like is respected. Maybe not in the past, before people knew who you were. Now they know who you are. No one's gonna try you now, and if they attempt to, oh boy, that's their loss. They should have left you alone.